Welcome to Vancouver. Welcome to the VFS Cafe, and welcome. Oh, checking out my games. Have you never played a Switch before?
I haven't used that controller.
There. Oh, can you move a little closer?
Yeah.
Come on in over here. There you go. Oh yeah, right, because we're doing the picture-in-picture window. There you go. Yeah, I had you set up in the interview slot. There you go. We do a lot of on-the-fly transitional things here, as you've come to know when you've come to live tapings, live recordings of EP Live. This is Pedro. What is it? My brother Pedro? I forget the name. My Friend Pedro, yeah. And this is an incredible game. It's like a 2D Max Payne. So there's bullet time and there's all kinds of crazy effects and stuff like that. Just jump around. You're right at the very beginning of the game, so it's going to teach you. So just try to play, and then if you've got any questions about the game or comments or stuff that you want to talk about, you go ahead. And that applies to everybody here, and that also applies to everybody in the chat. And I've got a first one here from the Ren saying, Vic, what would I rate Piranha 3D? That's going back into memory banks. I think I had a smile on my face for that movie. It was so over the top and crazy. I think it was like a 7.5. You know, I think it was an enjoyable film. I mean, you know what it's going to be, right? This might be the first time I ever seen someone put photos in a buried treasure on Vic's camera footage. What was that? There were photos in a buried treasure? Yeah.
You didn't say what the titles were, so we put them on screen.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. That was Blade Blur commenting on that. The SNES version actually has to load. That's right, of the Mickey Mouse title. That is an amazing game, that Mickey Mania game. Have you ever played that? It's going way back. It's older than you are, actually. I look at Kane. What are you, 23?
22.
22 years old. Yeah, game's older than. That's amazing. Next summer, Crawl 2 Armored Aggressor. Yes. I like the sound of that. So they put armor on the alligators, makes them much harder. Jordan Cunningham says hello to everybody. Love on-the-fly transitions. Get to see some production views. Thank you, Robert Xavier. Yeah, this has been an on-the-fly production today. I think we're changing our production name to On-the-Fly Productions. Yay, HDMI, so annoying. Even messes with my gaming setup at times. Much prefer DisplayPort if only consoles used it. This is Matthew Winstone. Yeah, there's something going on with the audio here. Oh, no, it's the gun. That's right, there's guns in this. Warko, what you got?
What do you think about the summer blockbuster lineup this year?
Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man, Warko asks, what about the summer blockbuster lineup? You know what it is I think everybody kind of moved away from the Disney releases, and Disney's been a little bit disappointing with the live-action remakes, not financially, but I think what's happening is that people gave them a wide berth because everybody anticipated these things were going to be the biggest movies of the year, and so things got pushed around. People hate Dark Phoenix. I didn't hate Dark Phoenix. Johnny and I both came out of that and gave it pretty positive reviews. But that was the biggest bomb in a long time. That was just a tragic, and Men in Black. And that was, people hated that too, and that was just okay. I don't think it was, it wasn't a 4 out of 10, and people just trash that. And I think what we're seeing is that the critics, when you amalgamate them all and you put them into the that Rotten Tomatoes score, I think it's having a lot of pull. And I think that if enough critics just hate something, like they did with Dark Phoenix and like they did with Men in Black, they're just not going to show up. You got one? Yeah. No, I think the only thing that would, I think Disney, it's David, right? David's asking about the Lion King Rotten Tomatoes score, which can't be that high from the critics. I've been reading some and watching some. I haven't seen an early screening. Disney didn't bring an early screening of The Lion King to Vancouver, unfortunately, but I'll check it out next week. But I mean, when I saw the trailers, it sure looked like there's not any emotion on the faces of these animals. They look like photoreal animals, and they're supposed to be singing, and it's like, They don't look like they're into it, you know. They're just sort of like a regular lion just singing. It's weird. Critics have been saying that, but I think Disney knows that people just want that same movie again. You know, I think what it is, you know, entertainment. The connoisseurs, the people out there that care enough to watch our show and dive deep and, you know, start to understand the inner workings and the mechanics of stuff. There's a little bit more critical thinking, I think, going on there than the mass audience who just wants to go and escape. And they want to take their family to something safe and something that they can all just put on a smile and have a good time. I think that sort of describes explains the success of Aladdin, which I think was, for me, a very underwhelming film, and for a lot of critics. It was a divisive movie, but I think a lot of people were just placated by the fact that it was a recreation of what they knew, and I think that's what they're going to get out of The Lion King. Dumbo didn't work, and for two reasons. I think it was weird and longer, and Tim Burton's kind of attempt to craft something with a little more soul than the old animated movie had. And it was also a sad thing that was made many, many years ago, and it was never that big of a success. But Lion King and Aladdin are massive. I think the Mulan trailer looks like it's going to be pretty cool, and that one seems to make a lot more sense to me as a live-action project. But I think Lion King's going to be huge. I think it's going to make tons of money. And honestly, I think that is a huge reason why we've seen less other studios say this is our summer. We still have that Hobbs and Shaw movie, which just looks insane and ridiculous. The movie I'm most excited for, though, this summer is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Quentin Tarantino movie. That, I don't know how big financially that's going to be, but it looks incredible. I can't wait for that. But go see Crawl. Go see Crawl. Yeah.
What do you think of the announcement of the Cuphead Netflix show?
I think the Cuphead show was going to be phenomenal. I'm super psyched, man, especially if they keep that 1930s animation style.
That'll be unique to see.
I can't wait. Yeah, go see Crawl. Comment, the game is older than you are, 25 years old. Forever, Vic. Thanks, Taz. You're always in my corner. Taz is asking, will you be doing more stream TV reviews before the game Valanche? Yes, I will. I'm going to compile a little list of all of the shows that I want to recap and do some reviews on. I think I want to talk a little bit about The Expanse, because nobody watches that, and everybody should be watching that. And there'll be a couple of other ones in there for sure. So yeah, stay tuned for more of those kinds of shows. But you know what? We've got some big games coming, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 and the Fire Emblem game, which is coming up pretty soon. So I've still got some collections, some classic game collections that I want to talk about too. So we're going to be busy. The Expanse is amazing, Miss Hojat says. Absolutely. Matthew Winstone's got a question. I don't get why Disney is rushing to recreate great movies as worse copies so quickly. Any thoughts? I think that's all, from a specific point of view, I think. Because a lot of... I agree with you, and a lot of us that grew up with those Disney movies just think it's kind of sacrilegious to go back and even touch any of that incredible work. I mean, my biggest problem with Aladdin was that they made the genie blue, and that blue genie is synonymous with Robin Williams, and they could have done anything to recreate this genie in any kind of sort of style they wanted to make it expressly what's his name? Will Smith's genie, but they didn't. So he was trying to be like an emulation of some of the stuff that Robin Williams did, and it just makes you think of the work that Robin Williams did, and it was kind of undermining that and undermining what Will Smith could have brought to the table, And I feel the same way with the CG work that's going to be done on Lion King. I mean, it's incredible work, but it's kind of going to undermine the, I think, even more superlative work, the hand-drawn work that was done initially and originally. Yeah. Yeah. I know. And that's it's a great comment. What's your name? Shantara says, A lot of people were putting up negative comments, somewhat like we're seeing the negative comments around the Sonic the Hedgehog rendering. It's amazing, right? Like, social media has a lot of pull on this stuff, and now with computer visuals, we can adapt these things up until we make the like 2 weeks before they deliver the movie. But yeah, people were complaining that Will Smith wasn't blue in the early trailers, and a lot of people just want what they know. And honestly, I think more people want what they know than people want to be challenged with something new. And Disney knows that. They make a lot of money knowing that, actually. They know exactly what to give you when you walk into Disneyland. Exactly. They don't give you more than, well, they do in the full entertainment experience, but for example, the souvenirs that you can pick up at Disneyland, they're not extravagant pieces of art, you know. They're not amazing. They're inexpensively produced plastic items that may not last a whole year, you know. But they serve the needs of the park and of Disney corporate, and they know that they can sell a lot of those, and they do. So that's kind of the way that they manage some of the movies. So it's remarkable when we have successes like, you know, the Avengers Endgame or Rogue One, you know, and also like Frozen, you know, and there's tons of incredible work comes out of Disney, and I don't mean to disparage or say that they're just trying to cheap out on all of this stuff. But I think you have every right, like most of us that have been around watching these animated things, to feel a little bit weird about these live-action remakes. But I don't think they're going away anytime soon. In fact, I think they're probably working on the animated remakes of the live-action remakes right now, and then they've got the live-action remakes of those animated remakes sort of in the pipeline for another 20 years from now. I'm waiting for Star Wars animated. You know, we'll start with the episode 4 and go where they already do that. Yes, Blake. Yes, burn. All right, we got a couple other questions in here. Have you backed the Earthworm Jim comic on Indiegogo from Geek Hero of Comics and Consoles? I haven't, and I haven't really talked about Kickstarter and Indiegogo and stuff. I feel a little wary of doing that. I have a platform to talk about all kinds of stuff and to interview people, and I have backed things in the past, and I was pretty upfront about it. I backed Ouya, but Ouya pissed off a lot of people, you know, and we had the founder of Ouya on here, and I thought the project was so cool, and I was so behind it. But then I saw a lot of Kickstarter projects were pissing people off and burning people, and so I don't mind giving some promotion to things, but I feel a bit weird putting money in and then also promotion. So for sure we would report on the work that Doug TeNapel's going to do on Earthworm Jim, the comic series, and I can't wait for Earthworm Jim 3, but I feel a bit weird, and even push people to Indiegogo pages and Kickstarter, but I feel weird personally using this platform and also doing the Kickstarter thing, you know? And also I feel burned like everybody else out there. I've put money into things that didn't happen the way I wanted them to, and it's kind of a drag. Now, that being said, I also really applaud anybody that does do that and reaches out and is upfront and honest and says we need the support to be able to fulfill the dream, and lots of good things have come together because of that. So I think what I'm doing right now is I'm taking the safe position of talking about cool things, but not putting my money in. Is that cool? Is that cool? Yeah? Yeah? All right. Okay. Did Ryan Reynolds produce My Friend Pedro? I don't think so, but it sure looks like Deadpool in a yellow suit, huh? Yeah, it's awesome. What do you think?
It's pretty fun.
It's pretty cool, right? Yeah.
For a long time.
Mucky Muck says, "Ooh yeah, false promises, dead dreams." There you go. That's a tagline you don't want on your Kickstarter. I back number 9. Here we go, Mucky. I backed Mighty number 9. I backed that too. Earthworm Jim 4. Oh, Earthworm Jim 4. 3 was in 3D. Yes, thank you. We don't really talk about that very much, though. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. You can still watch the originals. Bad remakes can be ignored. They only devalue future marketability. Yep. They're making lots of money, though. Dumbo's going to be the only one, I think, that doesn't do very well. Mondo Blaster. It took me a minute to figure out, but the picture-in-picture is the live time, and the louder track is the echo. Ah, yes, yeah. If you hear echo in our stream ever, if anybody does, for whatever reason, whether you have a Skype call or whatever, it's because we're in a live space. You know, a lot of people still don't know, but we make the show in a live venue, the cafe at Vancouver Film School, and we have speakers for who's ever attending, for these wonderful people here that are here live, and so sometimes we do pick a little bit of that up in the microphone. We do our best to try to balance that, and we will. Good question about the Disney remakes there, Matthew. I think that's the question of the day. Okay. What system did I get this game on? This game is, I think you're asking about this. Oh, Bloodstained. Bloodstained, I got it for the PlayStation 4 Pro. Oh, I think you're talking about Mighty Number 9. I think I backed it for PlayStation. I think so. I eventually got all the codes for all, so I don't know which one it was. Because I review them, right? So I can't always keep track of that. But this is the Switch. It's only on the Switch, My Friend Pedro, and it's terrific. Is it on PC now? Excellent game. I'm sure it's gonna go to everything. I think it was made by a tiny team. Might have been just one person, but this is another Devolver, amazing work of art.
That's funny.
It's so crazy, right?
Like
You're
it,
totally
yeah.
addicted. Yes, I know. That's
I'm
the
not
way this
talking
game.
much because I'm focusing on the game.
That's what you wanted to do. That's great, man.
As soon as I start talking, I die.
I got a hey Vic, thanks for all the great content over the years. So much quality in the boot. It's Canadian. Yay! Miss Ojat, did you ever play Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice? I did. I have to play it again. I know there's a VR component on the PlayStation VR. I did get stuck, and then something else came in, and I moved over. And I hate that I did that because I didn't get far enough in the game. So I have to go back to it. I'd love to see a VL's crowdfunding Rising Stars segment on EPN. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Keep those good ideas coming. All right, you guys, I think that's going to do it for our day today. It's time to get this weekend started, yes? I'm working on a good guest for Monday. Hasn't confirmed yet, but some big games are coming up, so hopefully that person is coming, and we'll be talking about those. We will have a great EP live for you on Monday regardless, and we look forward to having you back. And there might be a couple things that pop up on our feed over the weekend, so keep your eyes peeled. If you like our stuff, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button, and you got to hit a bell, I think. You got to ding a bell so something is notified. I think Warco gets all the notifications. He's the only one. And if you feel like joining up and becoming a member, please do. And we've also got all that the fun EPN swag, the merch that you can pick up on our website, epn.tv/merch. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend and play forever.